Okay, what we're going to look at today is multiplying fractions. And the process that I really want to kind of stress here is that students need to make sure that you take care of all the reducing within the problem before you multiply. That leads to a lot easier reducing at the end if necessary. So if we take a look at this one here, we got 3/4 times 1/8. There's no reducing that we can do from any numerator with any denominator. So if that's the case, we then know if we multiply, our answer will be in lowest terms. The only thing we got to be careful of is that we don't have an improper fraction that we have to change back to a mixed number. So if I go ahead and multiply my numerators, 3 times 1 is 3, and 4 times 8 is 32. So my answer is 3/32, and I can be pretty confident that that is in lowest terms because there was no reducing that I could do from numerator to denominator anywhere within the problem. And it's not an improper fraction. An improper fraction will have a greater numerator than denominator, so that's as far as I can go with that one. I'm done. Okay, here's another one. Now this one, there is some reducing that can go on. Okay, 3 and 6. Okay, that's a fair move to reduce diagonally like this. You can reduce any numerator with any denominator. So the diagonal reduction is a fair move. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. Okay, and now 1 times 1 is 1, and 7 times 2 is 14, so my answer is 1/14. Okay. Let's take a look now at a couple that are a little more difficult. Here we have a mixed number, okay, and it's a negative mixed number. Here just a negative fraction. So we got a negative times a negative, so the same rules apply as if they were integers. Okay, and we worked with integers earlier in the school year, and a negative times a negative is a positive, so I know my answer is going to be positive. Okay, so I can set that up or determine that even before I do my work. Okay, the thing that students have to do here is this has to be made into an improper fraction. And in order to do that, we go 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25. So this is 25 over 8, same denominator, and it's negative. Okay, and we're timesing it then by -4/5. Okay, now, looking for any cross-reducing, and there certainly is some here. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice, 5 goes into 5 once, and 5 goes into 25 5 times. Okay, no other reducing. So 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now, I'm not done, because what I've created here is an improper fraction, and that improper fraction has to be changed to a mixed number. Okay, and in order to do that, we ask how many times does 2 go into 5? Well, 2 goes into 5 twice with 1 left, so we end up with 2 and 1/2 for the answer. Now, another way to think about this is if you had to do an actual little long division type problem, the 5 would go in the box, 2 on the outside, goes in twice, 4 here, we subtract, we get 1. Instead of putting a remainder of 1, we put the 1 over the 2 to get the 2 and 1/2. That's the process for getting from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, here's one certainly even more challenging yet. We have 3 numbers to multiply together here. So once again, times plus here, so 7/2. Okay, here, 14, okay, plus 1. Okay, so we got -15 over 14. Okay, and here, 4/5. Okay, now, we have one negative number here. Okay, we have a positive times a negative, which will give you a negative answer. And then a negative times a positive, which is going to give you a negative answer if we just use the rules that apply to that. So this is going to be a negative answer. So I'm going to put that in right away. You know, so I'm gonna put a negative, so that I make sure that I make it a negative fraction at the end. Now I can do any reducing numerator to denominator. 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 14 twice, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 15 3 times. Okay, I'm looking, here's another reduction I can do. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. So I can continue to reduce until there is no more reducing numerator to denominator. And there isn't any. Okay, and for my denominator I have 1, my numerator is 3. So I have negative 3 over 1, which when we finish this off, that is negative 3. Okay, so that's the answer to that problem. So quite a bit going on these. Neatness is important, and in making sure, you know, there's multi-steps here. Very important that you're careful when you write these out, that when you're changing them from a mixed number to an improper fraction, that you don't make a mistake, because if you do, you know, you don't have a chance to get the problem right from that point on. So, you know, anytime there's multi-steps, you gotta slow down, take your time, and hopefully it'll come out for you. All right,